told your friend you're not okay.
The international entertainment world was once again rocked by a phenomenon no one could have predicted. An event that began on a concert stage in New York City suddenly turned into an unstoppable global topic. And at the center of all the commotion stood a figure born to be the center of attention from the start, Taehyung. That night, without uttering a single word, he moved the entire entertainment industry with just one thing: dance. A performance initially considered a small part of the concert suddenly exploded into a major magnet, capturing the world's attention. When the stage lights came on and the music began to echo through the arena, fans might have expected a typical moment like any other spectacular performance. But as soon as Taehyung emerged from the spotlight, the energy of the stage shifted drastically. There was no warning, no gradual transition. Suddenly, the entire atmosphere shifted, as if time had stopped, just to make room for one man who carried a star-like aura with unmatched intensity. His expression was so calm, as if he knew full well that the thousands of pairs of eyes before him would be captivated even before he made his first move. And as soon as the music reached its first beat, the dance began. Each movement flowed like water, yet simultaneously crashed like a mighty wave. The audience watched as her body moved with startling precision, with a grace that seemed to be sculpted by years of experience, yet still felt wild, free, and utterly alive. The sudden shoulder movements that punctuated the rhythm, the glances that seemed to command dozens of cameras to focus on her, the tapping of feet that synchronized with the music, everything seemed perfectly orchestrated. The audience in the arena fell silent, then erupted in a thunderous cheer. Some were stunned, some held their heads in disbelief, and still others immediately turned on their cameras, knowing they were witnessing something that would never happen again. Within minutes, videos of the dance began circulating across the internet. Within an hour, thousands of edited videos, slow-motion videos, and movement analyses were being created by fans. And within 2 hours, international media outlets were writing flash reports about the stage act that rocked New York. But the story didn't end there. In fact, the most surprising part came after the video reached the headquarters of the major company that managed the star. As soon as internal officials saw how the performance had exploded and captured the global conversation, they reportedly held an emergency meeting. Reports suggested that several creative departments, promotional teams, and even senior management immediately met to discuss what had just happened, as if they realized a golden opportunity was upon them. The decision that followed was no small one, nor a cosmetic one. It was what many are calling the most surprising move the company has made in months. While the company has yet to release an official statement, industry sources say that major moves are underway. Several internal signals indicate their actions: a dramatic increase in staff activity, documents being prepared for global promotional updates, and discussions leading to a previously unplanned shift in strategy. There is much speculation that the company has recognized the immense potential emanating from that single performance, a potential they may have never fully tapped into before. Whatever secretive decisions are underway, the public reaction clearly indicates that the world is ready for whatever comes next. International fans greeted the news with unbridled euphoria. They said that Taum not only performed brilliantly, but also revealed a previously hidden artistic side. Many believed he was entering a new era, one where his charisma was no longer merely witnessed, but widely recognized as a force capable of changing the course of the global entertainment industry. The pressure was growing in the entertainment world. Observers began comparing the impact of the performance to iconic moments by major global artists. Some called it a phenomenal explosion. Others described it as an awakening moment, as if the audience was witnessing not just a star, but a global potential that had just fully awakened. And amidst all this frenzy, Taehyung remained himself, silent, calm, and mysterious. There was no direct comment from him about the viral dance, no official statement, but that was precisely the element that piqued the public's curiosity. The atmosphere in the entertainment industry has become tense yet full of anticipation. The impact of Taehyung's brief performance continues to ripple across the globe, creating a wave of reactions that even industry insiders never anticipated. Every social media platform is still filled with thousands of new comments every minute, as if the euphoria has no intention of abating. Fans continue to repost the moment with various angles, edits, and dramatic captions, further intensifying the phenomenon. Not only are fans reacting quickly, but international media outlets are also sending their reporters to delve deeper into what's really going on behind the scenes at HYBE. Even entertainment journalists from New York, Los Angeles, London, Seoul, and even Tokyo are starting to produce investigative reports, asking, what did HYBE really see in that performance? Because the company's sudden move doesn't feel like a normal response. It feels like a reaction to something far bigger than just a viral dance. At HYBE headquarters, according to leaks from several internal sources, the atmosphere is no less intense. Staff activity has doubled. Several rarely used meeting rooms were suddenly booked full, while the creative team was seen shuffling around with files, notes, and concept prototypes. Rumors arose that the company was considering a restructuring of its global strategy specifically for Taehyung, something that hadn't been planned previously, as the company's initial focus was on the transition period following the group's comeback. While there was no official statement, one thing was becoming increasingly clear. HYBE was preparing something not only big, but also capable of changing the trajectory of Taehyung's career for years to come. Some analysts believed that the New York City performance opened the company's eyes to a side of Taehyung that hadn't been fully explored, one that was freer, more mature, and more powerful than before. While rumors continued to swirl, Taehyung himself seemed to give no indication that he was in the global spotlight. However, his silence only fueled public curiosity. Many speculated that he was preparing something behind the scenes, perhaps a new project, perhaps a major collaboration, or perhaps an artistic journey he himself had designed after seeing how explosively the world responded to that one performance. Fans were divided into several major theories. Some are saying that HYBE will release a special documentary about Taehyung's stage presence during his overseas concerts. Others are speculating about a major solo project that might be being reimagined from scratch after the company saw how impactful his performances were. Others believe that HYBE's move is related to its global brand expansion plans, which will make Taehyung its main face. Because who else could create a dance that takes the world by storm in a matter of hours? Meanwhile, editors of leading fashion magazines began writing that Taehyung's charisma on the New York City stage wasn't just the result of practice, but the reflection of someone who truly understands the art of performance. They described how his gaze conveyed emotional dimension, how his hand movements created visual rhythms, and how his aura felt like a combination of the poise of a classical artist and the wild energy of a modern superstar. This narrative was further bolstered by statements by several concert photographers who witnessed the event firsthand. They said that Taehyung possessed visual movement magnetism, a rarely used term reserved for performers who could captivate the camera even while moving quickly. The photos they took show how each frame feels alive, as if Taehyung fills the stage with his own gravity. Now the public is in a waiting phase, a phase where uncertainty actually makes everything more exciting. All the theories, rumors, and predictions have gathered into one big atmosphere surrounding Taehyung's name. But one thing that fans and observers alike can truly agree on is that this phenomenal wave didn't happen by chance. That night in New York City wasn't just a performance. It was a catalyst. It was a turning point. It was proof that Taehyung isn't just a performer. He's a global magnet capable of changing the direction of the industry with just one dance. And most thrilling of all is the fact that this story isn't over. It might not even have truly begun.